Oh, also, I've got jack shit open.
Bait.
It is baiting.
It is baiting. I agree.
Go away, baiting.
Exactly. That and I like money.
I like money.
My favorite, what still to this day, one of my favorite parts of the entire movie is the oh fuck, what is it? Maya Rudolph is playing like the hooker, but in reality, she's just taking this guy taking him to the cleaners rather. He comes around and he wants some sex, and she's just like, oh yeah, you pay me now, you're gonna get some good loving tomorrow. And he's like, shit, baby, yeah. And he just keeps on forking over like thousands of dollars to her because she's gonna have sex with him later.
Yeah, it was a good bit.
That's the fucking perfect grift.
I think
how Justin Long's cameo is my favorite part of the movie. What he says in that is just the funniest thing that I've ever heard. So it says right here that your shit's fucked up. You're kind of retarded and you talk like a fag.
I'm sorry, you're the doctor?
He's like, it's okay, lots of people are retarded. My sister's retarded. She's a pilot. That is my favorite bit in that whole movie. His cameo fucking kills me every time. It says here your shit's fucked up and you talk like a fag.
Oh my gosh.
Diagnosis. Amazing.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Hospitals of the future.
That never ceases to kill me every time that line comes up.
How do people not treat that movie like an accurate... It's like somebody filmed a documentary from 400 years in the future and then shipped it back in time.
Because it was ahead of its time, and we were still at a time period back then where there were enough people who were like, you know, that it was mean and patronizing and, you know, whatever. And now, after Trump and, you know, the years leading up to and since then, people are kind of like, oh, yeah, actually, wow.
Because the movie was released back in 2006 when Bush was president. We're like, yeah, he talks like a moron, but he's not actually a moron. Well,
yeah, exactly. It was when Bush was president, and the joke was that Republicans were retarded, and you know, really though, like as funny as the actual movie itself is, the real premonition, the real terrifying bit is the opening scene, the opening montage.
Which explains the decline of society. Yeah.
Yeah, where it's, you know, trailer park people having, you know, all these kids, and, you know, like that one guy, Cletus, has, you know, however many kids, and then, yeah, you have intelligent, hardworking, middle class, upper middle class, educated people who are like, no, I can't have a kid in this economy. Yeah, stuff like that. Or responsibly having one or two kids instead of a whole fucking baseball team worth of kids.
Brandon was walking across the street and was unfortunately struck by a bus. However, he had some of his sperm frozen, so in the future, when I am prepared, I will have a child.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it sounds... when I first saw that movie, I was like, "Oh, this will never happen." Then, as I've gotten older, I'm like, "Oh Christ, oh Christ, it's happening."
Yeah, it should just keeps on rolling downhill.
That's the way it rolls, man. Always downhill.
But you think it wouldn't be exponentially more and more shit? Ooh, kyber crystals. I don't know if those are kyber crystals or not. I don't care.
They can be turned into kyber crystals. The lore behind kyber crystals is kind of weird.
Again, this is part of the Star Wars universe that doesn't need to exist. This is the reason why the franchise went downhill, is because people were just like, let's create all this detail, all these lores. I'm going to tell you all about Chewbacca's extended family. It's going to help you appreciate the trilogy more. Like, no, it doesn't.
Yeah, you know what nobody fucking needed ever? To know the mechanics of how a lightsaber works.
Yeah, exactly. The whole thing is that, okay, you're a Jedi. If you want to become a true Jedi, you build your own lightsaber. The end. I don't even know how it's done. It's a mystery. I'm not a Jedi. I shouldn't know.
Or, like, it just doesn't even fucking matter. Who cares how it's done?
It's like explain. Well, that was the problem with the fucking Phantom Menace, was that I don't need to know how the Force works. The Force is this mythical. Yoda described it perfectly in Empire Strikes Back. The Force is this. It's this divine sort of Ethereum that surrounds the universe and permeates all life. And, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the Force, and anybody can become a Jedi. And then Phantom Menace rolls around. It's like, nope, you need to have a specific concentration of midichlorians in your bloodstream, or else you can't be a Jedi.
Blood does. Well, and then, I mean, the newest trilogy comes out, and it's like, oh, no, it's just genetic. It's just bloodlines.
Bloodlines totally do it, yeah.
That's all. Just Palpatine's daughter. She's got it.
There's only basically two families left in the universe.
Granddaughter, right?
Yeah, granddaughter. There's only two families left. That's the whole point. There's only two dynasties left that can use the Force. One's Skywalker, and the other one is Palpatine. There you go. That's the end. They're the only ones who possess the midichlorians anymore. And also, the lady who tries to give Rey Luke's lightsaber, and she freaks out over it. Butthole Eyes, I believe, was her character's name.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. She did have butthole eyes.
I know why we're talking about this, too, is because I pulled this fucking article up.
What article's that?
I pulled up an article. So, Taika Waititi will expand Star Wars away from pre-existing characters. Forget prequel and origin stories. And my favorite part of the opening blurb here is that Mr. Waititi is quoted as saying, "Look, I think for the Star Wars universe to expand, it has to expand."
Excuse me. Wow, God.
It's profound.
It's fucking brilliant, I know.
It's a profound statement.
Again, we go back to the whole idiocracy thing.
Look, if we want to make it bigger, we're gonna have to make it bigger.
I'm not super opposed to it, and like I kind of get what he's saying with that phrase.
The only reason I think that we understand what he's saying with that phrase is that he actually goes on to elaborate it. I just think the way he started that off was maybe not so great. So I know what he means. He means that. Well, they talk about it briefly here. What he means is that we stop doing fan service, essentially. Nobody cares if you're telling a Star Wars story and you come across the blueprints for the Millennium Falcon. So the movie doesn't need that. Mandalorian doesn't have any of that shit, and I really did enjoy the first season of Mandalorian.
Well, but it's also like, you look at a lot of these stuff, Mandalorian is really what's bucked the trend, but everything else that has been produced has been revolving around the same characters and the same stories, and all of the new, expansion to the Star Wars universe. Like you look at Clone Wars. Well, it's the same. It's a great show, fucking great cartoon, love it, huge fan of Clone Wars. But it's Anakin and
Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan and Darth Maul, and
so like,
and
it's all the same characters. So like, I get what he's saying, and I think he's making the point that like, yeah, we actually do need to expand and do something new. And on the one hand, I'm afraid of what that's going to do to the lore and the world of Star Wars. But on the other hand, I'm kind of, Mandalorian in my book was good. I even liked season 2. I didn't like Book of Boba Fett. I didn't finish Book of Boba Fett. But they've proven that they can do something in Star Wars that has nothing to do with the Skywalkers, lightsaber and Jedi fight, and they fight. So like, yeah, so they've proven that they can get away from that, and I think it would be good if they can, do it well. Obviously, that's a huge caveat here. If they do it well, I think it's a good thing.
Let's go, Masami.
Hi, did I walk in on the movie segment? Did we start that early?
Just Star Wars.
Yeah, we segued.
It's less movie specific and more Star Wars world encompassing.
Because Zero's playing SWOTOR.
Wow, going back to the classics.
I love this game.
Is it a classic now? Has it been that long?
Came out. God, I don't even remember when SWOTOR came out.
I don't either.
It was during a phase where the people I was hanging out with nicknamed Boba Fett Spoon. So that happened to be my username in this game, and it's not just Spoon, it's Spoon.
Where did I'm not saying that's a bad nickname for Boba Fett, but where did Spoon come from?
No idea.
Okay.
It was a drunken thing.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, no, that's understandable.
There may have also been copious amounts of weed involved.
Well, I mean, the two just naturally go together. That's not true. Alcohol and cocaine naturally go together. Anyway, hello everybody. My name is DrNiggle. Welcome to the Church of Chonkwij podcast. I'm joined tonight by Masami, OmegaConstruct, Zero Burn.
Oh wow, totally didn't miss the intro. I'm impressed.
There you go. Yeah,
I've just kind of been rambling for a little while.
Yeah, we've just been
I mean,
bullshitting.
that's pretty much the norm.
It really is.
Wait. We don't bullshit the rest of the time? Why wasn't I informed?
Oh, I'm just nonstop with it as I do. Yeah. Anyway, so whatever. If the new Star whatever show. Omega, have you tried watching the new Obi-Wan series?
I have not.
You don't want to watch Ewan McGregor acting?
I mean, I do like Ewan McGregor. I'll give it a shot.
Watch me acting.
I watched the first episode, and I enjoyed the first episode. I just need to watch the rest of them.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna wait till Steph gets back from her trip, and then we'll check it out together.
I don't mind saying
was it? He was on the.
Yeah, go ahead, Zero.
He was on the Graham Norton show. Talked about how he got cut off by some parent in the drop-off line for his kid's school, and he was just cussing up a storm and yelling and screaming inside of his car. And apparently the person heard, and he said he pulled up next to her, and she just had this look of, or the kid had the look of, oh my God, that's Obi-Wan fucking Kenobi. Oh, Ewan McGregor.
Oh, Ewan.
You glorious thing, you.
So that's the thing. I mean, yeah. I don't mind saying I'm not. I have very little interest in what Star Wars pumps out these days, what Disney pumps out these days, because it's basically what we've already talked about. Star Wars has nowhere else to go. They keep on recycling the same old stuff over and over and over again. The Mandalorian has been the single breakaway from that. Book of Boba Fett, sort of the same, but really Book of Boba Fett is Mandalorian Season 2.1. Or Season 1.5, whatever. Because both shows tie into each other so intricately.
Well,
but you know what?
My whole thing is like Omega said, I like the fact that they're looking to break away from the core story of Star Wars. I want to see stuff like KOTOR and SWOTOR. I want to see that history.
SWOTOR.
Because there's a lot of like really good lore in both of the KOTOR games, and then of course the SWOTOR games. The MMO takes place, I think it's like 300 years after the events of Knights.
Is SWOTOR LucasArts produced?
Yes, actually it is.
Okay, so there you got two official sources. There is a lot of great storytelling that was done about Star Wars in the past, but it was done by authors outside of LucasArts. So I'm talking about actual books. My sister actually owns all the Star Wars whatever books, and I was like, oh, I didn't know that there were Star Wars books, and she explained this entire thing to me. Now all that's not canon anymore. Disney bought the rights, and they're just like, nope, fuck all that shit. By the way, if we catch you selling these things, we're gonna sue the fuck out of you. I don't know. At this point, to me, it's just a lot the same as the new Star Trek series. If you want to do this and explore this stuff, this universe, that's fine. But does it need to be attached to the Star Wars universe? Can you just create a new science fiction property? Can you call it something else? Can you go that way? Maybe try something new and original. Try something dangerous. Pitch this to Jon Favreau and see what he comes up with. He's a pretty skillful gentleman.
I mean, he was the great mind behind the original Iron Man movie, which was amazing.
Which is the entire reason why the Marvel franchise exists. That and everybody loves what a giant asshole Robert Downey Jr. is. Everybody loves him. Can't not love him. Oh wow! So yeah, while you're talking to this guy with a funny hat on, I just might as well throw this article up. It was an interesting week for the Halo Infinite devs. 343 Industries is facing massive backlash after the nameplate in Halo Infinite meant to celebrate Juneteenth by giving the title many pros and players saw as racist before it was quickly changed. So they named this update, which had what are the colors? Red, green, black, and yellow. New weapon, new all the rest of this to celebrate Juneteenth, and they called it Bonobo. Which is the name of the
apparently
gorilla.
A type of ape. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite a dumb decision.
That was so stupid. Well, you'll be happy to know that this was entirely a mistake, and that name was only meant to be used internally. That makes it better, right?
That makes it better. All is forgiven. Thank you, 343.
So there was it was only up for a couple hours before it was patched over, and they changed it to Freedom. They're just like, okay, what can we do that's completely non-mistakable? This is like my Warframe username. It's like, what can we do that can't possibly be misinterpreted as bad? Freedom! But yeah, by then, Twitter was absolutely ablaze. Bad week for them.
Oh yeah, Twitter latched onto that quick.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody was dumbfounded about how the studio would let that name slide.
Well, I think one of the developers said it's the name of an internal system used. And I was like, huh? What?
I mean, that's interesting. There's just the exponential probability of coincidence here is just so fucking big that no, I don't buy that.
Unless they come out and they're like, see, look, like we've sequentially been naming different builds as zoo animals for like the last 14 updates. It's just the way we've been doing it. Then if they had like documentation of that, okay, I could believe that, because I've seen plenty of programs that over the course of their development have had just weird names, just funny different names for each different generational update.
Windows 7 was codenamed Longhorn. Windows does this. Windows names their programs after, or their software projects after bizarre shit.
So, if they had something like that going on, I could believe it. But they would need to have like some sort of verifiable documentation, some sort of like library of like, here's all these different Git repos that show all these different project names. Until then, though.
No, so
this is hard to excuse your way out of.
Nice try, 343 Industries.
But like, at the same time, I don't think this was some like racist thing. They're like, oh, let's name the Juneteenth one after a monkey. It wasn't some racist shit like that. It's just like
horribly inconsiderate. Yeah, this was thoughtless.
what colossally ridiculous chain of events had to happen that this was the name y'all settled on? And how blind were you all to not have a single person be like, yeah, that might be a little offensive?
This brings up the question, are there any black people working at 343? Do you think somebody who had like any knowledge, doesn't even have to be a black person, yeah, I guess like Omega's saying, you don't think somebody didn't know that that's a species of great ape?
Hey guys, bonobos are kind of monkey, and like black people have been called monkeys for a long time. We probably shouldn't do that on a thing celebrating black. Like that's not a hard line of logic to come across.
Not at all. So yeah, colossal ignorance of zoology has led to a horrible embarrassment for 343 Industries. And that's all that we can say for sure.
It's unbelievable.
Fuck me, Zero. What the fuck are you flying?
It is a Tranta.
It's not a tauntaun. It's a Tranton.
Thranta. It's a Thranta. Thranta.
Okay, all right.
It is what they use on the planet Alderaan, which, by the way, is still a thing in this game because, you know, past.
Hey, spoilers.
Look, if you didn't know that Alderaan got blown up by
Moff Tarkin,
the Empire,
Grand Moff Tarkin.
Grand Moff Tarkin.
Which, by the way, that was another reason why you don't need to carry on the whole Darth thing. It's not the title of a Sith Lord. Vader wasn't in charge of jack shit in the first movie. He was a weird guy in a costume who walked around, and he had a spooky voice because it was voiced by James Earl Jones and put through like a couple filters. That's all he was. He was just an asshole. And then the second movie comes around, and all of a sudden he's in charge of the Executor, and he's just flying over the I don't know what the fuck the name of that ship is. I thought it was Executor. And yeah, he's chasing the Millennium Falcon through an asteroid field. I don't know what happened. But still, Empire is the better movie.
Mm-hmm.
What are you gonna do? And then George Lucas came through and fucked with all the hologram images. So when Vader is talking to the Emperor, I still have the VHS copy of Star Wars where he talks, where the Emperor is like that weird bug-eyed dude. I still have that fucking movie. You can't take it away from me, George. I'm not bitter. You're bitter.
You'll never be able to find another copy of it.
No, that's true. Yeah, go out. There is where piracy is indispensable for archival purposes. Anyway, a game that you're not playing tonight, Zero, is Destiny 2. And I was just wondering how this one made it into the Destiny 2 cheat maker agrees to pay $13.5 million in damages over a lawsuit settlement. So,
yeah, I saw that. I saw it on Twitter, and it was just like, oh, that's an interesting little bit of news.
Yeah, this is usually stuff that I pay attention to, and it's actually mentioned in this article. As reported by Torrent Freak earlier this month, on June 9th, the lawsuit reached an agreement between both parties, Bungie and Elite Boss Tech, where the Destiny 2 cheat maker will pay $13.5 million in damages. According to the report, the cheat software... Here's the crazy part from the Torrent Freak article that I picked up on. I just didn't talk about this because whatever. According to the report, the cheat software was downloaded around 6,765 times. 6,700 cheats equates to $13.5 million in damages. No idea how that maths.
And punitive damages, I'm sure. I mean, it's
$2,000 per violation.
There's going to be statutory violation, or statutory damages, punitive damages, all kinds of shit added on there.
Actually, it's just representing statutory damages. That's it, according to the judge. Yeah, so this is not a new thing. If anybody is interested in this topic, I do follow a lot of copyright, including cheatmaker news and lawsuits, and Destiny does this. Take-Two is another huge one. Rockstar is another huge one. These companies just fucking sue the ever-loving shit out of mod makers or cheat makers who go after their services. And I think I've entertained conspiracy theories before, specifically about Rockstar, how they don't go after mod makers in games, and how they allow people to cheat their Weasley black guts out so that they can identify fat targets to go after and just get millions of dollars from them.
It's not. I mean, that's not an unsound theory.
And I'm insane, and I know it.
I mean, aren't we all a little mad?
Where's my tinfoil?
A little? A little mad. I think that's understating the issue.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
She's right, you know.
I'll get my Mad Hatter hat.
I just learned it just dawned on me the other day. That it's not. We don't buy tinfoil anymore. It's all aluminum, and you don't want to use aluminum to make your tinfoil hat because aluminum radiates. Aluminum amplifies radio signals. You use it. You use it to create antennas. Tinfoil insulates, or dulls, or disperses. So always make sure that you're buying proper tinfoil, folks. And yeah, that's it.
It's. I think the what was it? There was one more. There was a video that was posted by Omega about Quinn and Diablo Immortal. Murder.
Oh yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah, he finally got a legendary gem. It cost $16,000 USD.
This is for you, Fluffy.
And then he immediately uninstalled the game.
It's
like he apparently fed the gem to a 1-star gem, which effectively threw it away.
That's the best part.
And then he uninstalled the game.
So he splurged over 25,000 New Zealand dollars, and Jesus Christ, $25,000, and he finally got a 5-star gem. Then he began yelling in surprise on stream, I'm not going to play it because I don't want to get a copy striked. And let's see, Diablo Immortal stream, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, and then he fed it into a level 1 gem, and then he quit the game and uninstalled. Jesus Christ.
You know, a lot of people were criticizing him. A lot of people were giving him shit. And, like, saying that, you know, it's bullshit that he's giving them all this money, and no, he says it's doing it just to prove a point, blah, blah. Like, people are, like, really shitting on him for it, but, like, I think it's awesome. Yes, he made money. Like, yes, he's a streamer, and, like, yes, he made more money than he probably spent over the course of this, but, like...
He absolutely did.
He proved an amazing point, I think. And the fact that he quit as soon as it was done is hilarious, I think, and just makes me like him even more. Listen, I don't know who the fuck the guy is. I've never seen a goddamn thing of his, but
it's Quinn, yo!
I certainly respect what he did.
Makes sense. You know, dude wanted to prove a point. I don't like the fact that Blizzard made money off of that point, but it is what it is.
Yeah, but I think of it this way also. He spent, you know, 16 grand American, because, you know, let's talk real money here. And yeah, that money goes to Blizzard, but how many people do you think are going to have heard about that as it was happening and as he was doing it? And how many people do you think didn't play the game and didn't spend money on it because he did this?
Yeah.
So,
living
and that could just be
vicariously.
wishful thinking.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think yeah, a lot of people do. Watch other people play games. Watch other people play games, especially like this one where you got to spend a lot of money and they don't have the money to do it. So they get it out of their systems by watching Quinn, or I was going to say Riker, but Riker's probably still enthusiastically playing Diablo
Well,
Immortal.
and also just the notion of, like, not even people who watched him do it and got to vicariously play through him, more people who watched him do it and realized how fucking horrific the game is with its monetization. That's more what I'm thinking. Like, how many people watched what he, or like heard about what he was doing and were like, holy shit, that's like insane.
It's also before I close this article, I just want to highlight Quinn's tweet out to Blizzard Entertainment at Diablo Immortal. I can't believe I looted my first 5 out of 5 star gem and it only cost me 25,000 New Zealand dollars. Thanks at Blizzard Entertainment at Diablo Immortal for this authentic Diablo experience.
Get shit on.
Yeah, very much so.
It's like, I gotta respect that.
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely. I mean, it's definitely the point needed to be made. That was definitely something that needed to be done because Lord knows Blizzard's Diablo Immortal team didn't give a shit.
Oh, I think they were doing their job just perfectly. I think the whole objective going into this was how do we shame ourselves? How do we make as much money as possible in the process of shaming ourselves, our video game heritage, our company image? Because we really want to get into this mobile market and can't take any of those things with it. We can't take integrity to the mobile market. That's not a thing.
Yeah.
Integrity doesn't put wine in my children's glasses. Just ride the bike directly into the ship.
Yep. Pretty much. No, and then I was flipping through YouTube earlier and fucking apparently Asmongold sent a letter
Yeah, what the fuck is this?
Fucking Ted Cruz. He sent a letter into Ted Cruz, and Ted Cruz was on oh god, I forget that fucking idiot's name. Michael something or another. He was on a podcast. In fact, it may have been his own podcast. It may have been the Verdict podcast. But Asmongold sent a letter into Ted Cruz, and Ted Cruz was like, "Yeah, I would love to sit down and talk to him about it." He said, "I don't know that there's much that we can do as the federal government to stop people from buying the things, but there may be something that we can do to keep this from affecting kids." Which straight political line.
Isn't the fucking
think about the children's.
Why is the GOP trying to increase federal authority over state shit? Why must they do this? Why must they portray the two? I know why they do it, because they're complete fucking hypocrites, but why must they do it so overtly? They're supposed to be about individual rights, not federal authority. The feds have no fucking right telling me what video games to play. I want to fucking waste all my money on Diablo Immortal. That's why I took out my second goddamn mortgage. I'm channeling Fluffy right now.
In Texas, their current GOP platform that their state party just is now like currently voting on includes a whole bunch of measures that increase state control over local governments and remove the power of local governments to do what they want to do. So, like, anytime a conservative ever tells you that they're the party of small government, like, they're full of shit.
What the fuck? Yeah. Anyway, I did see the Asmongold. Ted Cruz wants to talk to Asmongold about Diablo Immortal, and I thought to myself, great, just one moron talking to another moron.
Yeah, because I watch Asmongold's fucking shit just to.
You watch him for the same reason.
IQ background noise.
Yeah, you watch him for the same reason that between 60 and 90% of every other person that watches him. It's because it's really easy to just listen to him and be like, "Oh, sweet child. Oh, bless your heart.
Oh, sweet summer child."
Yeah. Oh, Christ.
I mean, he's he is a strong voice in the WoW community. I will say that. He is very much a strong voice in the WoW community.
That says more about the WoW community than it says about him.
It does.
Come at me, bros. Fight me in real life. Not you, Zero. You walk the fine line. You had a recent relapse, but you're trying to get out of that WoW addiction.
And it's not even that I'm trying to get out of it. That's not even it. I will play the game to a point where the grind starts to become extremely repetitive. And that's what happened. At this point, the grind has gotten so repetitive that it's not worth it for me to continue to play. It's just not. So, I mean, the game is fun. I still enjoy the game. It's just a matter of, I don't like the fact that I'm having to do the same fucking things over and over and over again. It's irritating.
You don't want to grind against the same couch for your entire life. You want to try out new couches.
Yes.
Maybe a lazy boy. Alright, and the next, well, there's one article here that I thought was absolutely hilarious, and, hey, Masami, have you ever considered, using an Apple AirTag to track and kill your boyfriend? Of course, you don't have a boyfriend, you have a husband, but, if you had a boyfriend...
And I don't have Apple products, because fuck it.
Also fair enough. So this Apple AirTags have been used to track all sorts of things, and it's not news that they're being used in crime. I think they're most frequently being used in a criminal aspect to steal cars. But this is the first article that's popped up where a woman used an Apple AirTag to track and kill her boyfriend, which is
I've heard
just great.
A number of stories of women talking about like people trying to stalk them with them.
Yes,
this is the
stalking.
First story I've heard that actually ended up with a fucking murder.
Yeah, so she used an AirTag to track her boyfriend, who she found meeting a woman at a bar. So seeing him with another woman got her angry, and they both got into a heated conversation. They became serious, and the report claims that both of them were asked to leave the bar, and afterwards she hit her boyfriend with the car, ran him over back, and then forward. So, yeah. It did start off as a type of stalking, but it ended up in murder.
See, here's my thought. If it's legal for you to hire a private investigator, why, who would track you from the moment you leave your house until the moment you return to your house? Why is that legal, but this is considered stalking?
I can't speak for laws outside of Massachusetts on this one. I'm only familiar with Massachusetts state law, but there are certain activities that a private investigator, licensed or not, is not legally permitted to do, and one of them is long-term stalking.
Well, yeah, but what's the definition of that?
When you follow someone around all day and make notes of where they go.
Is that... I mean, I would need to actually look at the law, because long-term is a very... nebulous.
Yeah. That's not what it's called. I'm not remembering the legal terminology of this. I'm drawing upon knowledge that I gained 10 years ago. But
because in most of America, to my knowledge, if it is perfectly legal for somebody to be in public and to follow your movements in public, and if they do so without trespassing in any spaces they're not allowed to be in, they're not breaking any laws.
And there's where you get into
careers off of it.
There's where you get into another nebulous legal area of when is it harassment. If this person notices that there's a guy, or sorry, if I notice that there's somebody following me at all of my destinations, and I go up and I confront this person, I'm like, fuck off, stop following me. And they're like, dude, it's a free country, you're in a public space. At some point, I can file a police report and say, I believe this person is harassing me.
See, I don't know. I would side with, like, if they are not directly interacting with you, if they are just, following you, I don't know. It's an interesting thought. I haven't thought about it in those terms. Would that count as harassment if they're just following you?
We should start up an amateur law firm. It's like no one here has passed the bar. No one here is certified as a lawyer, but we'll give you legal advice. I guarantee it.
Yeah. Common sense, legal advice. We'll look at the law with you and figure it out together. That's our slogan. That's the slogan right there.
We got law books. We'll read them with you. Books? About the fucking internet.
Fucking law.cornell.edu has, like, every law.
Oh, the state of Massachusetts has our whole MGL is all up on the website. It's all indexed. You can search it, like, really ridiculously easily. The entire state and federal code of every state in the country and the federal government is all online as well. Yeah, exactly. The Massachusetts website, specifically our government website, was probably set up because everybody in my state loves to think that they're a lawyer. They love to say, well, you can't do that. That's fucking illegal. And it's just like, no, just chill the fuck out. Talk to a real lawyer. Don't listen to passersby on the street or crazy people on podcasts. Listen to nice pink ladies with giant armor covering their boobies and a tube coming out for some reason. Why does she need the tube, Zero?
I don't know. I'm guessing it's an intercooler.
To cool off. Is that where she radiates heat? She radiates heat from her breasts, and so they need cooling.
Yes. That's, you know what? That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Masami, do you radiate heat from your breasts or from the large tentacles that protrude from your forehead? She's thinking about it. She probably just walked away from her computer entirely.
Nope. I did not realize I had thrown on the mute because I did not want you guys to get assaulted by ice. No, the answer to that question is...
You work for ICE? Wait.
Come on. I want to know where Masami radiates heat from.
Well, the two places that every human radiates heat from, their feet and their head.
Yeah, my feet. That's true. I got hot feet. Not as hot as Zero's, though.
I like to go barefoot all the time.
Zero's got the hottest feet of all, though.
No doubt about that.
Update.
Oh,
Update.
Well.
I made a contraption that allows me to have my foot pillow raised so that my feet aren't tangled.
Aw. We talked about that on the podcast at all? How your feet? We definitely did last week. Yeah, how your footsies dangled off, and it was the cutest, most adorable thing ever. Oh man. All right. So yeah, we all know that crypto is fucking crashing.
Dude, it is so bad right now. It is hilarious.
Yeah, it is. The value of Bitcoin is what, like down 90%?
Below 20K.
Yeah, it's below 20K now.
It's below 20K. Lower than it's been, I think, since 2019, maybe 2020.
And the most fucking phenomenal thing about this, apparently, is that GPU prices are falling well below MSRP due to the crypto crash. Nobody has an interest in farming crypto at this point. It's not fucking worth it. To a lot of people's minds.
Studies are showing that it's like literally not cost effective to mine crypto. The reason you mine crypto is because the act of mining crypto earns you more money than the electricity that it costs to run the GPUs. Well, the price of crypto has dropped so low that in almost everywhere in America, energy prices are higher than the amount of money that you would make for that electricity in mining crypto. So it's literally not profitable to mine crypto in most of the country.
It's just good news for everybody who wants to buy a GPU. So this was not specifically the crash of Bitcoin, but the fall in GPU prices was forecasted, 3 months ago? Sometime, I think it was in March when we did the podcast, and we covered an article where someone said that prices of GPUs are going to drop in the near future. So they could have been pulling that out of their ass, but it did actually come to fruition, so they'll throw a little bit of recognition towards whoever the fuck said that. I don't remember. I'm back. I'm not going to look it up. But it is nice to see that specifically RTX cards are dropping in MSRP, which is nice. Good.
I've seen some hilarious posts. I think one showed up on 4chan, or I saw it on Reddit as a 4chan green text. There's somebody who shared a picture of just boxes stacked up filled with GPUs, and he was like, and the text was something like, "I just spent like $400,000 on GPUs, and then crypto crashed."
Serves you fucking right, you fucking leech. Still, though, an RTX 3080 12GB is going to set you back $936. Just way too fucking much for a graphics card. RTX 3060 Ti is much more reasonable at $470.
Now that this has happened, give it a few weeks to months, and the prices will start to creep down. It won't be an immediate plunge, quite as dramatic as the article might make it seem across the board. But eventually, the whole market will trend back down.
There aren't actually prices on here for RTX 2060s, but I think it was fucking amazing that I managed to pick up an RTX 2060 for $250. $220, and then there was tax and shipping. But yeah, that was the last card that I bought, and I think the month after that, the RTX cards started going up. And I was like, okay, this card better last me for a fuck ton long time, because I'm not spending $900 on another card.
Meanwhile, I'm just praying my card doesn't die, because if it does, I'm fucked.
Hey, you can get a Radeon RX 6400 for $170. Apparently that's up. So you can get the RX 6500 XT for $159. Shit. These are good fucking prices for RTX. Or for Radeon RX cards.
I mentioned this in the chat, but I just cracked these open. These strawberry milkshake Oreos from Brazil are amazing.
Oh, your pirated Oreo
They
cookies.
look amazing. Oh my god.
So jealous, right?
It's the best part about bodegas. You get awesome, just so much awesome
Black market food.
black market shit that you're not supposed to get.
My pancreas is screaming, feed me those so I can not produce insulin.
They taste like they're Oreos, but if the filling was like strawberry Nesquik. You know, like the pink strawberry milk. That's what the filling is. It's my new favorite Oreo.
Yeah, we really need to start streaming on Chatterbait. You know, the under desk cam will come in handy here.
I was just looking up the Brazilian version of the FDA, the National Health Surveillance Agency, or...
Oh, that doesn't sound ominous at all.
Agência Nacional de Vigilância Sanitária is the Brazilian regulatory agency that is responsible for approval and supervision of food, cosmetics, tobacco, pharmaceuticals, health services, and medical devices, among others.
roll your R's quite nicely.
funny is that
Brazil.
The rolling R's is a Spanish thing, but Brazil is
Portuguese.
Portuguese, and all the R's would be H's instead of rolled. So say all of that again, but make all of your R's H's.
Actually, there's surprisingly few R's in what I just read.
God, now the insides of my ears are damp.
Yeah, they're moist. Are they moist too?
No, they're the bad kind of wet.
They're the bad kind of wet.
Ooh.
Oh man. So Omega started playing the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. He's playing Mass Effect 1.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm at a big dialogue point though, so I've just kind of been hanging out while we podcast because obviously I can't listen to a bunch of dialogue while we're trying to podcast.
And you told me, you went over this with me last night, but you're doing full Renegade and
full Renegade, angry lesbian shep.
Nice.
Lesbian She's got a bad attitude.
So amazing.
She's got a bad attitude. She hates Ashley. Really hates Ashley.
I mean, we all kind of do.
And she has zero room for personal any sort of like personal familiarity among the crew. No, she shuts that shit down.
Christ. Oh, you gotta, yeah, also I was gonna recommend that you keep Rex alive. I did some reading on it, and apparently if Rex dies in the first game, then you get Rex's brother for the second and the third game, and he's apparently not as much fun at all.
I mean, I don't remember what happens with Rex, but
it's a
I
thing.
know that I did
there's a
die in the past, so we'll see what happens when I get to it.
I know it's possible to kill him, but apparently it's very difficult. Or it's not an easy thing to do. You really have to want to do it.
Who would want to kill Rex? That's not...
He's one of the best characters in all the games. Him and Zaid. I fucking love Zaid in the second game. Zaid's the guy who does not give a fuck about you. He's there because he's being paid, and he makes no qualms about it. He's just like, yeah. I'm a fucking old mercenary. I founded the fucking Blue Suns, mate. I'm here because Cerberus is paying me a shit ton of money. I don't give a fuck about you or your friends. It's like, okay, you're a cool guy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well. So, Masami, how was your weekend?
It was good. It was good, actually. Had a friend visit from out of town, and we just kind of bounced around and were nerds.
Oh, that's good.
Nerds!
Did you take them to your nearest Weta workshop?
No. We did take them to the falls in town, though.
Do they sell miniatures there?
No.
I'm confused.
Doc, if you ever come to town, I will absolutely take you to the Warhammer store.
It is
Make sure you have that reverse mortgage in place. You know, that way Tom.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know what it's like to go into a Warhammer shop. But I'll say, in a good way, I am pleasantly surprised, Masami, that given everything I know about the populous metropolis in which you reside, I am impressed that you have a Warhammer shop.
So am I, although not really, because there's not a lot to do around here in the wintertime.
Except go to the Warhammer shop and paint miniatures and hold space battles.
Pretty much. I
mean, I also feel like you're in a part of the country where a relatively small place can have a place like that, but everywhere within like a 4-state radius will be driving there to go do that as well, because it's the only place that has that shit. So,
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
I bet there's
Absolutely.
a lot of their business is travel destination business.
I think the best way it was ever described to me, and this was when I was working with somebody who in Sioux Falls, was there are only 3 things that you can do in the winter in Sioux Falls: shovel snow, play video games, or fuck. One of the 3.
Yeah, sounds about right. Oh, that was pathetic.
No, that's fine. It sounds better that it sounds better than what's coming out of my other end.
Oh,
yeah, that was earlier today.
It smells like a paper mill in here.
Oh my god! Oh god! I know what that smells like because there's not one far from where I live.
Shit, we used to drive one. We used to drive by one whenever we were taking a trip to Gloversville when I was a kid. It was a big fucking paper factory right on the side of the river.
What was it? We used to growing up, playing football for middle school and high school. The the best thing in the world was going to play against Allegheny County, and you have to drive through fucking Covington, Virginia to get there. There's fucking paper in Covington, and you can smell that shit days afterwards because it just gets in your nose and burns itself into your nostrils. It's just worst.
Eastern Shore has chicken farms.
Yeah,
and I don't mean like, oh, look, a farm with some chickens. I'm talking like
chicken factory,
chicken farms.
Yeah.
The smell downwind from one of those bad boys. Oh, it's awful. It is so bad. Thankfully, I didn't spend much time on the Eastern Shore when I was growing up.
It sounds like it was. It sounds like it would be right.
Yeah, there's a lot of chicken shit out there.
So I was actually drove out today. I had the day off for Juneteenth. Observation of June.
Oh yeah, by the way, happy Juneteenth, everybody. We were supposed to talk about that with a Halo thing. I totally, yeah, all right. It's a holiday. I got yelled at for having a podcast on a holiday. I'm like, what?
Who yelled at you for having a podcast on?
Never mind.
Who did it? Anyway, I was driving out today to grab a couple things at the store, and fucking Cobra Chicken fucking just walks out in front of my car. 2 of them just walked right the fuck out, and they don't give a shit. Canadian geese do not give a fuck.
Oh, I heard you say Cobra Chicken, and I was just,
I was exactly what the fuck they are.
I was picturing a chicken with the head of a cobra.
Yeah, no, that's a very affectionate nickname for Canadian geese. Also, yeah.
Shit. All right, I learned something new.
Yeah, they are fucking assholes, and
it's because they got those long necks, and like when they're looking at you, they'll kind of wave a little bit, kind of like a cobra motion, and then they'll just like snap at you. So Cobra Chicken.
Well, fuck them. They almost got hit today, and if it wasn't for the fact that I love animals, would have had 2 dead Cobra Chickens.
Hey, I love animals too. Last time I was in the UK and a goose came after me, I kicked that thing in the head.
I don't know if I ever told you guys the story. My dad worked for the local gas company here growing up since he was 18 and he retired when he was 62. And he's had some fucking stories. He used to carry a 38 special in his truck because of going into bad parts of town and stuff like that. Because it's a brilliant idea to carry a firearm when you're checking fucking gas meters. The one time he went to check this lady's meter for gas leak, and he told her, he said, "Put your dog up," and it was a big ass Rottweiler. And he said, "Put your dog up." So she put the dog inside and everything. And he comes into the gate. The second he comes into the gate, this dog busts an ass out of the fucking door. Like, pushed the door open itself, bust an ass. My dad yelled at the lady 3 or 4 times to get her dog back in the house, and this dog just kept coming. He said he put his up, caught that dog square in the jaw as it was running at him. Said that he never saw that dog again. And he went over that house 3 or 4 times in the same week, never saw that dog again.
The dog was just really excited to see him. Just really wanted to make a new friend.
Yeah. Yeah, uh-huh.
Poor doggo. Doggo misunderstood.
Yeah, well.
So I didn't realize this. Apparently, Apple Store employees in Maryland are the first to vote to unionize. So now Apple Store employees are voting to unionize.
Good for them.
This was just a day ago.
Yeah, I saw that article.
Apple employees at a
was
Maryland
on
store near
CNN.
Baltimore have voted to unionize, according to an announcement on Saturday. First giant tax more than 270 stores in the U.S. So 65 employees voted in favor of joining the union. The Coalition of Organized Retail Employees, which is part of the International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers. Well, I know how Amazon deals with unionization. Let's see how Apple does.
Probably about this.
Have those Amazon warehouses mysteriously been destroyed by acts of God yet? Has Jeff Bezos used the
yet.
Jewish space laser to cause them to, I don't know, flood?
Oh my god.
I
Oh my god, you mentioned the Jewish face laser.
I fucking love the Jewish space laser idea because it's so fucking stupid.
It's so ridiculous, and it's fucking hilarious anytime anybody brings it up. It's just like, are you that special?
It was a fucking Family Guy cutaway that they just show a satellite that had, like, you know, the whatever draped around it, and it has a yarmulke and a Star of David, and it's just some Jewish satellite. Oh, that's so fucking dumb. Yeah, whatever. Apparently people actually believe in stuff. Yeah,
God help.
we are living in idiocracy. It is coming true.
Eventually Starbucks will turn into a strip club. I'm banking on this.
Oh yeah, and yeah, Fuddruckers just turns into butt fuckers.
Yep.
Jesus Christ, is Fuddruckers still around? Does anyone live near Fuddruckers?
Yes.
You do?
There is
there's
a
a-
Fuddruckers in Myrtle Beach. That's the closest one.
Masami, you got one
Yeah,
too?
we've got one. We've got one in Sioux Falls. Yeah.
Damn.
I never drove
All
there,
the ones
but
near me that I used to have closed down. I miss them. There's apparently some in New Jersey. It's closest to me.
it's really cool on the inside, though. I love being in the inside. They've got all sorts of junk in there.
I did was a 2-pound challenge. It was like 16. It's no wonder. You know what? Thinking back to my childhood, it is no wonder I've got fucking diabetes. You know what? It's not even a fucking question now.
I've got my handful of those as well. Doctor, remember the Pinesburger challenge?
Not off the top of my head.
Did you ever go to Glenwood Pines with Rod?
No, I don't think so. Did I?
There's this place.
When would this have been?
Ithaca.
How many drugs was I on? As if it was in Ithaca, then yeah, I might not remember.
This is post college. It would have had to have been a time that you visited.
Okay.
But there's this place called Glenwood Pines, and they had a burger called the Pines Burger. It was like a pretty big burger. And then they had the Pines Burger Challenge, where you had to eat, I think it was 4 burgers and fries in like 20 minutes or something. I did that one. And then I think, you know a place called Cheeseburger? That's like a burger chain. They had a big hamburger, like a big cheeseburger challenge, and I got my picture on a wall there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that shit was fun. I used to do that when I was a kid as well.
Man. So, Omega, how many colonists did you murder versus save?
I kept all of them alive, I think.
Damn, you did better than I did.
I think only 16 of them. I'm actually getting Paragon and Renegade.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's weird.
Hmm.
It's like, I'm not doing anything nice. But, like, I'm not deliberately going out of my way to murder everybody. And apparently that's all it takes to be considered Paragon.
Wow. Bar is so low.
It's like, yeah, choose the option that murders 10 people, Renegade. Choose the option that doesn't murder 10 people, Paragon. It's like, come on.
Masami, the bar is so low, yeah, after the Trump administration, everything's just... Sorry, I had to go there. Don't deliberately try to make yourself king of America. You're best president ever.
Well, like, there was one mission where I had to go collect, like, a data log that... I mean, this is going to sound ridiculous. There's a data log that some monkeys on a planet, like a colony of monkeys, went and raided from a crashed satellite.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they stole it. It was shiny, so they stole it.
Yeah, so I had to go find and search a bunch of monkeys. Like, if you kill a bunch of monkeys, you get Renegade points. If you search the monkeys without killing them and find it, you get Paragon points. It's like, I'm not going to slaughter an entire, like, colony of fucking random space monkeys just for shits and giggles.
Yeah,
like,
for
Renegade, that doesn't mean I'm like a fucking psychopath.
It's an alien species of ape. For all you know, it's endangered.
Yeah, like, I'm an asshole. I'm not a psycho. Like, I'm not like stringing up small rodents outside the Normandy and like, doing experiments on them and shit.
Oh Christ! A psychopath plays Outer Worlds. That was like in the first 2 minutes of his commentary. After he's done like murdering everybody that he met, he's like, and then there was a quest to go and talk to this cow. I didn't kill the cow because I don't kill animals. That would be crazy. It's true though.
Yeah. You don't kill animals if you don't have to.
Shit on shingle. Alright, it's definitely time to wrap the podcast up because... Yeah, now I'm... I just noticed that there's a small knot at the end of my hair. I go brush this out. Now it happens when you have long hair and you sit in a chair, eventually.
Yeah. I remember. It's been a good long while.
I should fucking shave my head.
Very much
for like summertime. Masami, you want to shave your head with me? Let's get crew cuts for the summertime and see how much hair we can grow back by Christmas.
My hair is already like maybe an inch long, yo. Like, a couple on top.
You're doing better than I am this summer.
I shaved it down in like March, and it was the best decision, frankly, I've ever fucking done because fuck taking care of it, right? Oh, I hate it so much.
God, it's a pain in the ass. I have to go make myself pretty every morning.
You can just imagine the routine.
Oh, Christ. Yeah.
The only thing I'm imagining is Doc standing in front of a mirror, brushing his hair, going, I feel pretty. Oh, so pretty.
It's not even standing, though. I've got one of those vanity chests with the mirror.
Oh, my God. He sits there with... Is your hairbrush made of horsehair?
Yes, and I have a kimono, too, or whatever, a morning smoking jacket. But it's specifically for when I sit there and I do my hair. And I do sing songs from West Side Story. Thank you. Why the fuck does Steven Spielberg have to remake West Side Story? Why was that necessary? The one that Leonard Bernstein did was just fine.
Oh, nope. The only thing I've got running through my head now is Doc sitting. I don't know what Doc actually looks like, and I'm just imagining a long-haired male sitting in front of a mirror in a kimono. Brushing his hair with a horsehair hairbrush.
And then occasionally there's a la 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 la.
Oh, God.
La 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 la, copy strike. All right.
Oh,
Thank you, everybody, for coming along. Same time, same spot next week. All the rest of that penis. Fuck Putin.
fuck
Fuck
Putin.
Putin.